Welcome back, everybody, to the Trifecta Airsoft podcast. My guest today is Lance, call sign Lance. And Lance and I did a podcast. Our first podcast we did was June 17th of 2022. So it has
Yeah,
been a while, bro, like two
yeah,
and a half years.
yeah.
So, and then actually it was number 88. If anyone wants to know, go look up episode 88 and 89
Hmm.
either on any platform, whatever you get it on YouTube or Spotify, or if you just listen. 89 was I had you on again with Brim.
Yeah,
So, which was like 3 days later.
yeah.
It
It was crazy.
was pretty cool. So, Lance, you're out of the in the central time zone area. You're in St. Louis area. Is that right?
I moved 2 hours north of St. Louis, but
Yeah.
yeah, I live out in Hannibal, Missouri now. There's
Nice.
no airsoft around here.
Oh
It's
shit.
rough.
Oh no. So that what was the field you and Brim played at all the time?
So that was Bingfield out in
Bing.
Alton, Illinois.
Okay.
Yeah,
Have you been
I
there recently or?
I God, I haven't. I went out there in June. So the way I've been pacing out all of my airsoft outings now is I'm taking bigger and bigger trips. So,
Mm.
it's the 2 hours down there and then like another 30 minutes to Bing. So I go down, if I go down there, I'm playing at Bing one day and I'm playing at Extreme the next.
Mm.
Extreme Paintball Park is great. I really love their field. It's got a lot more character than Bing does, to be honest.
Oh, okay.
But last weekend, or not this past weekend, but the weekend before it, I went out to the factory in Kankakee, Illinois.
Yeah.
Since that's only a 4 hour drive for me, I just did a day trip on that. And
Oh, okay.
Mass is another 4 hour drive, so going and playing at a silo, abandoned missile silo here in I think a month or two.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That sounds awesome, man. Hold on one second. Let me take a break real quick. Hold on. Somebody just walked in.
you're good.
Sorry about that, dude. My
No, you're good.
my wife came home from work. She only works like 3 miles away, and she came home to check on me because I kind of had a rough morning, to be honest.
Hmm.
And just mentally, I was
Yeah.
just really, I'm so, I was kind of in a funk about just tired of being helpless,
Hmm.
especially since the last few days I lost a lot of the strength that I had and mobility. So it does get me down sometimes. Not positive all the time.
Yeah, it's hard to be
Sometimes I
positive.
am. But anyway, so she came home to check on me. So I was like, somebody just walked in. What the hell?
Well, you've got a great wife there.
Oh, dude, listen, my whole family.
Hmm.
And actually, I'm going to leave this in the podcast if you don't mind. Not
Yeah,
the break, but just me talking about that because having a support team, just like you and I were talking before we started recording, the thing that happened with your dad just in the last month and a half, 2 months,
yeah.
where he had this sudden heart attack kind of thing, and then
Hmm.
had to have surgery, major surgery. He came through it like you were there for him.
Yep.
It's so important, man. I'm telling you, the relationships we have on this earth while we're here is one of the most important things we can do. And
Hmm.
there's a lot of ways that we can divide each other, right? We can divide, like, there's a lot
Yeah.
of division,
Hmm.
whether it's politics or different world beliefs or societal beliefs. There's a
Yeah.
lot of things that can creep in there and really divide us. And that's not really, we're not supposed to do that.
Hmm.
We're supposed to find ways to unite and kind of cherish those relationships and keep them healthy and loving,
Yeah.
right? And
Hmm.
kind and compassionate. And it's difficult to do when there's so much crazy stuff going on sometimes. But my wife and kids they're the only reason, honestly, God and them, the only reason that I'm able to come through what I came through the last 7 years with this paralyzation, now this cancer thing, the support that they have or that they've given me. And my extended
Yeah.
family, my mom and my sisters and my in-laws, all that stuff, man. It's been amazing. It's been
Yeah.
amazing. So shout out to families that stick
Yes,
together and stand by each
definitely.
other in difficult times. It's not the easiest thing to do, and but it's very, very important. It has a huge impact on us.
Yeah, and I know those medical emergencies can bring up a whole lot of family drama out of nowhere too. So,
Yeah,
but
doesn't it?
staying positive, keeping everybody together, that's what really counts in those situations.
Yeah.
And another thing too is you've got the whole airsoft community backing you up. Whatever you
Yeah.
need, I guarantee you, we're all there for you. So
Absolutely.
don't
And
do
shout
it.
out to all you guys too for, I mean, this is why I still keep doing this, bro. This
Mm-hmm.
podcast, I don't care if it gets one view. I don't care, bro. Like, this is such a passion for me.
Mm-hmm.
I know that somebody's story, is going to help someone out there and bring them into a better perspective of life, whether it's, having some kindness or compassion or going, hey, I can relate to that guy,
Yeah.
like I went through a similar thing. Or even if it's as simple as, hey, I'm getting into this airsoft thing. I like what he's got, his gear and his, the attitude and his energy that he's got, for the airsoft thing. So yeah, shout out to the airsoft community too.
Yeah. And once again, my DMs are always open. If you ever even just need to talk, let me know. I'm
Absolutely.
I'm always available, and I'm always on this stupid thing. I'm always on it.
Most of us are, man.
It drives me up a wall that I'm always on it. But since I'm there, and this not only goes for you, but anybody out there, reach out, call sign underscore Lance on YouTube and Instagram. If you just need to text somebody, if you're a total stranger to me, go for it.
Yeah.
I'd rather carry the weight of everyone's tears than someone ending up going down that dark hole.
Yeah. Yeah. It's not fun staying in that state. Um, and it can like time goes, like you go, holy shit, I've been feeling shitty for 2 days straight now. Like what
Mm-hmm.
happened? Where did the other day go?
Yeah.
So it can go pretty quick you go down pretty quick in a hole. And, so yeah, definitely talking to people really does help, man. I know,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm not talking about counseling stuff. That does, I'm sure too.
Yeah.
But like just meeting somebody, getting that, even if it's just on here, like we're not meeting face to face, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
I haven't done one podcast that's been in this studio. I haven't, even when my sons were here, we did it separately in different rooms because this office is so small. I don't know how we're going to sit and film. We'd be like this close to each other, like, bro,
Yeah.
come on. But yeah, you don't have to, like, just talking like this, uh, and putting a face with a name and these stories and stuff. It's been great. So, but I want to bring up your YouTube and stuff to show people
All right.
what was, what was the last big thing that you went to?
So I would say the last big thing, the big thing that I went to this year was Stonebreaker 10, and that was
Ooh.
the Third Coast Airsoft event. You can see it right there, the Hilo assault video.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So this this was a totally new take for me. I want to move my content towards being more cinematic and storytelling. I really want it to have this gradual flow, even
Ooh.
if the story's just kind of made up and I'm kind of doing everything on a whim.
Sure.
I so I really sat down. I think I spent probably 20 or 30 hours editing this video,
I'm sure.
and it was insane. I've got to give a huge shout out to Churro Milsom. Jax over there gave me an extra Hilo ticket, so I was able to
Damn.
get
Shout out Jax and Cherub. Hell yes.
yeah. So I was able to get a second flight. My dad had actually bought my first flight for my birthday, so I had paid for my event ticket. And my dad's like, "What do you want for your birthday?" And I'm like, "Well, I really want to go on a helicopter ride at
There
Stonebreaker."
you go.
And it was my first time in a helicopter, and the fact that I got to ride on one of the coolest helicopters ever made, the AH-6 Little Bird.
Yep.
That was pretty cool.
Infamous from Call of Duties, bro.
Yeah, and shoot out of it, and I felt so freaking cool.
I
But
mean, dude, were you pretty nervous? You never been on
uh,
a helicopter before, so we like sitting on the edge. Are you strapped in so you don't fall
so
out?
so they have a strap
Okay.
that goes the how was I putting it? It's like the toddler 5-star straps.
Yeah.
It was that, but with just two across the waist,
Okay.
and it had this like automatic retention thing. But the Hilo at one point we flip like this. We're at a 90 degree.
Sideways.
I'm facing straight down at the ground, and I'm like, "Holy fuck, this is so cool!"
But you're probably flying like pretty fast, so like centrifugal
Oh,
force is probably holding your ass in your
oh
seat.
yeah. No, I didn't feel like I actually needed the strap. Like I totally get
Okay.
how when when the special forces guys are doing this shit for real,
Yeah.
I totally get how they don't need it or just need one hand to hold on.
Uh-huh.
And the guy there was telling us that most special forces guys don't even get to fly on a little bird,
Oh,
and
wow.
then let alone shoot out of it. Because if shooting out of it, something has gone horribly wrong.
Yeah, right.
But yeah, so I took a lot of my B-roll on here is actually from the Defense Video website. So this is all legit military video. It's all royalty free. I was like, why not use it?
Dude, that looks cool as hell.
Yeah, so I'm gonna start doing more of these intros with my milsim content, and I really want to get out to more milsim events. I'm thinking milsim West. I'm gonna go with Mr. Off Topic,
Yep.
and there's one out in West Virginia. I think that we're gonna do. So
Okay, cool.
yeah,
Yeah,
but
dude, those are it's great to have all these different types of mil sims to go to and to do that. Milsim West, I think the first time I ever heard of him was when Mr. Off Topic brought it up
mhm.
when him and I first came on together, uh, and it is like it's like spending 40 hours in the military,
Yeah.
which I love the immersion. I love how they set it up, that kind of shit. And yeah, and are you on? Speaking of like doing some of the cinematic content, are you on the Airsoft network on Roku?
I am not on there yet. I haven't got around to talking to the guys over there,
Yeah,
but
Wyatt.
yeah, but quite a few of my buddies are. Ruby's on there.
Yep. Mr. OT's on there.
Mr. OT, Howie TV. Howie TV and I went out to the Kankakee, Illinois factory last weekend. He got some really good clips. I play dirty. I am tired
How dare
of
you?
I'm tired of this gentlemanly play. Basically the story is, I am shooting out of a window on the fourth floor. Guy sneaks up behind me, and there's no bang bang rule. But the guy pops around the corner. I flip around. We've got our guns pointed at each other. He goes, "Are you going to take it?" And I go, and I start walking towards him, and then I shoot him. I go under the arm and shoot him in the chest, and then
Oh
I
shit.
run out and kill three of his buddies. And then two more guys came up with rifles. I checked my mag, and I was out. And I go, "All right, I'm done." I gave him a handshake though. I was like, "Sorry about the dirty play," but
Yeah,
it's that psychological warfare aspect of it too.
sure.
But I was shitting bricks right here because I'm looking at the helicopter and I'm going, whew,
Yeah,
whew. I'm like, let's do this.
I'm sure, dude. I
Yeah,
mean, never being on one and never, feeling it. And then, of course, sitting on the edge. Like,
yeah.
what the hell's going to happen? Like, how is this going to work, you know?
So you'll see right here where they strap us in. So
Okay.
it comes out like that, and then it's got the second buckle that comes up and
Oh,
pushes
yeah, I see
in,
him snapping it. Yep.
and then it automatically locks you back.
Like, you'd literally have to try to jump out
Yeah,
to fall out. Yeah.
yeah. But the thing is, you can totally on your own unhook them if you wanted to. Like,
Right, right.
but yeah, I'm up there with this gun. This is the Valken Mark III that I won in Mr. Off Topic's giveaway, which everybody thought was rigged, which I thought
Why'd
was
they think it was
hilarious.
rigged?
Because him and I are buddies, and I
Oh,
was
they
like,
thought the giveaway was rigged. Okay,
well,
okay.
well, I had, I think I made a post or something being like, wouldn't it be so funny if I won this giveaway, and then I did,
Oh, shit.
and I was in the shower when I won it. I was like, because I was looking at the live stream on my phone,
Yeah.
and I'm like, what? But yeah, my scope cam didn't want to work out at Stonebreaker for some reason. I had very little scope cam footage.
Gotcha.
So I've really got to play with my editing a little more. So that's why I did like the zoom ins and stuff.
Sure. Yeah, you
But
got to get creative when shit falls apart.
yeah. Oh, and just letting you know, none of the music in this video is copyrighted. If you're worried about that at all,
Oh, I gotcha. Okay.
my buddy makes all my music. Shout out Novice STL on SoundCloud. Go check him out.
Ooh,
Uh,
where
he,
do we find him at?
so
Do you have it tagged in here?
yeah, love the music, and then click on if you click there, yeah.
Ah,
Uh, and this is my buddy. He's out of St. Louis. He does lo-fi EDM, drum and bass, remixes, all that. And he's working on some more stuff for me for my future Stonebreaker videos. There's going to be like 4 more of these things. So
bro.
yeah, I've got
Awesome,
my
dude. No, I wasn't worried about that too much. I just muted it because we were talking. And if I have the sound coming through, it's
oh,
really difficult for anyone to hear you and me
mhm.
talking over the video.
Yeah, but
So yeah, shout out Novice, man. This is cool.
yeah, he's a really good buddy of mine. We were coworkers when I lived down in St. Louis, and he does a great job, and I really wish he could make money off of it because
Yeah,
that's really what he's meant to do. Because
he's good at it and he
yeah,
loves it.
490 tracks.
Dude,
And
that's a lot. Oh, he's got an Instagram and YouTube. Let's see.
yeah,
Oh
yeah. So
shit.
Lo-Fi Beats STL,
Okay.
and all around, he's a great guy. Super nice, and a lot of my buddies have asked me if they can use his music in their videos, and I'm like, just give him, just do the little SoundCloud link. That's all you got to do, and he'll be cool with it.
Nice.
And then he's got another YouTube channel called Notice Me Swim Pie,
Hmm.
and he's trying to he's posting daily, the Adult Swim like intros and outros.
Yeah.
He's making his own, and it's a series called trying day whatever of trying to get hired by Adult Swim. You know, so
Oh, that's cool.
he
Day
has fun with it.
22 or something of,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
okay.
I, I think he might be on day 22.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah, let's see.
Okay, this is cool, man. So yeah, that's good to know. That's good to know you use and that's pretty cool that you guys can hook up and collaborate like that, as friends.
Yeah, you know, it was funny because it started out like, hey man, can I use your music? I really like your lo-fi, and I think lo-fi really fits into Airsoft uh, in a because Airsoft for the most part, I mean, not when you're doing these events, but for the most part, is fairly chill. So
Sure.
I thought having lo-fi in the background while I'm running around doing stuff would not only bring like a little ironic humor to it, but would also, you know, I want someone to sit down, watch my videos, and relax.
Yeah, exactly.
Life's stressful enough.
It's like that the things they do in some movies or shows or video games where they're playing like some Christmas music in right before like a chaotic murderous, gun
Yeah,
shooting exploding scene, or while that's going on,
yeah. We were only like, I think 80 feet off the ground there. We
Yeah.
were flying so low, it was crazy.
Yeah, those pilots, bro, holy shit, they're awesome.
Yeah, and apparently we didn't have the crazy pilot.
Okay.
There was one of the pilots for
Bro,
Stonebreaker.
okay, anyone
Oh
that's
yeah.
not watching right now, this dude is using his phone with one hand. Bro, you are brave.
Oh,
Holy
and that's a
shit.
Snapchat. That's a Snapchat story.
Oh, I got to get your Snap, dude. I just
Okay.
started. I've had Snap forever. I only have been using it for the last couple of years with my granddaughters
Mm-hmm.
to do fun. They want to, Papa, can we make funny videos? The filters. And
Yeah.
and I keep it local. I never post it,
Mm-hmm.
and I just save it for them, right? So, but I have gotten on there a lot more lately because honestly, since I've had this cancer thing, it's really helped me mentally because it's so fun.
Yeah.
These filters, we go back and forth, me and my kids, or me and a friend of mine that I used to work with years ago. and we do the filter thing with the voice changer. Okay, it really brightens my mood sometimes when I get some of this funny stuff. So
Yeah,
anyway,
yeah. I just sent it over. I sent over my Snapchat on Instagram to you.
hell
So
yeah,
uh,
perfect.
yeah, I don't have a call sign Lance one, but that's my personal. So feel free to add me on there. So
Is that okay? I'm sharing the screen. Is it okay to?
yeah, that should be fine.
That's awesome.
Oh, I
Oh,
see
you
you were
posted too.
talking. Yeah, I see you were talking to Kickin' Mustang.
Yeah, yeah. So I sent him. I was kind of like, um, I'll send him messages every once in a while, like something. I just get a. I'll see something, right? And he used to be a DJ, okay, years ago before the airsoft stuff, and so I saw this like DJ mashup where they blend all the music and all kind of shit, and I said, hey man, I tagged him in it. I put it on my story and tagged him in it. And I said, do you have any old videos or pictures of when you were DJ? So he posted on a story and said, yes, I do. And he posted one video and one picture of back in the day. So it was really cool, man. I just, James Bailey is a really cool dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, he's very honest. He's very, yeah, he's not a shady dude like a lot of the posts make him out to be. So
yeah. No, I'm very much on his side with a lot of that,
yeah,
and hey, from me getting to talk to him, and I think it's crazy that he'd even like message me back or anything. Uh, he's like getting to talk to him. He's a really nice guy. A lot of my buddies have met him in person.
he's
Uh,
very humble. He's
yeah,
very humble. He doesn't let all this. He's got a very good perspective on life. He doesn't let all this whatever kind of YouTube thing or whatever, clicks and views and all that kind of stuff. It doesn't let it get to his ego.
yeah. Two other guys like that are Fox Green and True Mobster. Love those guys.
Yeah.
I'll message them and they'll message me back like we're friends.
Yep.
And it's pretty funny because if you look at a couple of True Mobster's posts, it started out as a joke that I'm like, "Can I be your friend?" And he goes, "Yeah." And so on a bunch of his posts, I'll like comment, "Oh, look, it's my buddy," some crap like that.
Right. Hey,
Oh,
there's
this
Ruby.
is blowing some fire.
Wait a minute. Was Ruby at? Oh, he wasn't at Stonebreaker. That was the
No,
end. Okay.
yeah, that was at ACS.
Okay. Okay. That's awesome, man. Um, yeah, that's good. I'm glad you were able to go to that. Was that your first Stonebreaker?
Yeah, that was my first Milsim, and then my
Oh,
first Third Coast Airsoft event as well. So
nice.
they put on a great event.
They really
Uh,
do, man.
it wasn't as frightening as I thought it was going to be,
Yeah.
and I played some dirty tricks out there too. I really
Well, at least you're owning up to it. Okay.
yeah,
Jeez.
like when so I went out so when I went on Def Rose podcast, we talked about psychological warfare in airsoft and
Gotcha.
how a lot of people don't really implement it.
Yeah.
But one of the things I like to do is I like to trick and deceive when I'm out on the field. It keeps me alive. And at Stonebreaker, there's a tech. I have the video. I need to get it out. There's a technical coming down the road, and they're shooting, but all the BBs are landing at my feet. So I just stand still. I wave to them. I wave to them as they're coming up,
Yeah.
and then I just stood still. And all the BBs were falling around my feet. I wasn't getting hit, but my buddy had got hit, and he was like, I don't know, 100 feet further down the road because we are trying to keep some spacing.
Yeah.
And the technical drives by, goes around the corner. I rush over to my buddy. The admins are right there watching all this go down.
Yeah.
And I revive my buddy, and they're just laughing their butts off. They think it's so funny because they're like, "Yeah, you
They
didn't
could
get
see
hit."
that it wasn't hitting you. Yeah.
Yeah, I was like, kind of dirty, but it worked.
I mean, not, hey, if they didn't hit you, man, they didn't hit you.
Yeah, I would have. Had I been on the gun, I would have gotten close and
Right.
popped a couple rounds into me just.
Yeah, I know, right? They probably thought, oh, he's just not calling it, or he's just, I don't know, standing there waiting or whatever.
Yeah.
That's funny. Yeah, Stonebreaker was my first mil sim as well. A few years ago when I went with my boys, just to take pictures and stuff, just get out of the house after we started our channel. And it was awesome, dude. Like it was such a good field for me going for a first time.
Yeah.
And there was a ton of people. It was like 700 people, okay, at the event.
Hmm.
There were um, a lot of people that I had followed and seen online and
Yep.
got to meet there that I had not, that I got to meet in real life,
Yeah.
in person. And it's very cool. It was a very cool venue to do that with, because especially because of how they set up
Hmm.
their mill sims, where it's got breaks
Yeah.
in gameplay, so that you go and play and you break. Because honestly, that particular one that I know of uh, is people love the camping aspect of it, because that
Yeah.
field is so big, the camping area, and it's so flat and wide open where everyone can kind of park next to each other and
Mhm.
set up their RVs. And I mean, we had guys there that were from all these different states that were pulling in with these giant RVs that they rented. Like teams would
Yeah.
rent one, and they had pop-ups and like covers, and they had this whole getup where with a big old TV sitting out there with college football playing. Like it was freaking awesome. Grills going.
Yeah.
It's a really, really fun time for these guys, and it was a really cool one for me to go to for my first one, and I got to hang out and talk with a lot of people. But and I talked with Sal, and yes, man, shout out to Third Coast for continually putting on some good events, man. Over the
Yeah.
years, they've been doing it for a long time.
Yeah. And now that I've had a TCA event, loved it. Like it, that's exactly what I wanted out of it. Especially for my first Milsim, I didn't want to go to Milsim West and have the pack on me and really
You didn't
rough
want the
it for my
punishment,
first one.
the physical punishment of carrying all the stuff, and kind of being, having fun, but
Yeah.
also, bro, this fucking, I got blisters. I'm hurting.
Yeah. But it helps me look forward to that pain
Right,
now.
right.
Especially, so I was talking with Mr. OT about doing this Milsom West event, and he thinks it's kind of crazy, but I'm going to do it anyway because I found out I love gas blowback rifles.
Ooh,
Gas blowback rifles are my new shtick. I
dude,
want
I
all
love
of
the videos on them. Yeah,
where's my
I've never shot one here. We've done
the
that, of course, the pistols and stuff were common, but I've
so
seen
I
the
got a
videos. They're freaking awesome. What is this?
this is a Scar H from WeTech, and I've got
Nice.
my scope cam on top because this is what I took with me to the factory. And I'm up in a green tower, and I'm going pew, 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 through and shooting into another building on their like fourth or fifth floor, and I was up, I think, 6 floors, and I'm shooting and just hitting enemy players through windows with this thing, and
Mm-mm.
it felt so good. And I really didn't care that it only holds like 30 rounds to a mag. It was the recoil. It was the consistency of it. It was just awesome. And so now I really want to do. I want to do Milsom West, but I want to bring a
Gas
gas blowback
blowback.
rifle. And then I'm also thinking
So
about
he was Mr. OT is looking out for you. He's discouraging you to do that because of the mag changes and the chaos on the field and your
yeah,
mags. You don't want to lose your mags, dude, because those gas blowback mags are not cheap.
yeah, they're $50 a pop.
Yeah.
But
So he is looking out for you. Like,
yeah,
hey, maybe your first one do AEG, and then next one kind of gear up more. But
yeah,
you better
so
practice, dude. Okay.
yeah, it's like I think it'd be cool, carry it on, use it, carry it, and do all that for Milsom West. Now that you're saying that, it might not be a great idea to bring it to my first Milsom West event, but in keeping an AEG in like the car or in my rucksack, just in case,
I'm
wouldn't be
just
a bad
saying,
option
look, it's
either.
gonna ruin your weekend if you lose both mags or
Yeah,
two mags and you're fucked. Like, because look, once the thing starts, and this is one of the big things about Milson West, from what all the stories I've heard, I obviously haven't been to one, but all the different stories I've heard about their events, it's continuous, and they're
Yeah.
pretty strict about keeping the full immersion. Okay,
Hmm.
and which is what I love about these stories from the Milsom West events is is that full immersion where
Yeah.
this is, and I've said it before, like as far as all the Milsims I've heard of and heard stories of and know of, whatever, this is the top tier of Milsim
Yeah.
as far as that word goes, right? It is a military simulation, and they want to keep it that way. They don't want to
Okay.
slack on it, and
Yeah.
so you're not sleeping, okay? Like
Yeah.
you're gonna have you're standing fire watch. You might get invaded
Hmm.
at night. So if you don't have all your shit together and you drop a mag, and then
Hmm.
two, like fuck, man, you're like,
Yeah.
and then you're thinking about that, like I don't know. It just, yeah, I think
Yeah.
Mr. OT's onto something here.
Yeah. I might. Yeah. No, I'll run an AEG for it because now you're putting it into terms where I'm like, yeah, maybe for my first Milson West, just run an AEG. But there is an event out in Vermont I want to do. It's a Vietnam event, and I want to run a gas blowback M16
There
out
you
there.
go.
That'd be a lot of fun.
That'd be cool shit.
There's a couple guys that have DM'd me and been like, "Hey, are you going to this event?" I'm like, I'm looking into it because now that I've got my girlfriend and she's got a kid, I'm I'm taking into aspect that, but she really wants to go out to Vermont, so she'll probably go with me, and we'll make like a week-long trip out of it. And on the weekend, I'll just go play airsoft.
Yeah. Vermont
Uh,
looks beautiful, man, especially like in the fall. That's where you get a lot of these pictures online from, we're driving down the streets or videos, we're driving down the streets and it's so colorful, the
yeah,
trees.
and yeah, so I'll probably run M16 gas blowback for that.
That'd be cool.
I really want to start running the Scar more. I really enjoy the platform,
Sure.
and the Scar Age is just a beast.
Yeah.
I like that DMR roll. I like that I can go away and still hit people.
Now, how long have you had this gas blowback one?
I I got it the week before. Uh, so 3 weeks I've had it.
Oh,
Uh,
okay.
I was very blessed. I've got a buddy whose brother-in-law had given him a bunch of his airsoft stuff, and he doesn't have any time for it, and hasn't even gone out to a field. But he gave me like, hold on, one, two, three, four, 5 or 6 replicas, and they're all gas. Uh,
Whoa.
so
What, bro? Let's see
yeah,
it.
okay,
Come on. It's time for show and tell, man. Come on.
all right. So of course the Scar, and then I think the rest are pistol or no.
Put
One
your
of them.
background. Hey, change your background to blur,
Okay.
and that way we can see your guns way better.
All right. So let's see. Where is?
Sun's out, guns out. Okay, we're
Yeah.
gonna get this. There you
There
go.
we go.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Now
All
I'll
right.
be able to see him.
Okay. So I like one of them's an AEG. Let's see.
I think it works. Well, once it focuses on you.
Uh,
Okay, maybe I messed it up. Oh, there you
yeah.
go. There you go.
All right.
That's perfect.
So UMP 45 AEG.
Okay,
This thing I kind of want to. I may actually HPA this.
gotcha. That'd be cool to HPA.
And then I think the rest are pistols, but they are pretty cool. So, oh no, wait, I forgot there is one more rifle.
Sweet.
Desert Eagle.
Desert Eagle. Love it.
We've got six.
Yeah, six.
Single action,
Yeah, yeah.
and then there's
6-shooter.
uh, there's all that, and then this one is honestly kind of my favorite because it was so cool to see it in the original box.
Whoa, so calm.
Mark 23. This is the
Dude, I love those.
Airsoft sniper sidearm.
Yep.
with the big ass suppressor.
Yeah, man, those things are awesome.
Yeah. And then I can't believe I almost forgot this because it's the crowning jewel of the collection, but it's over in the corner.
Yeah.
Oh, this is really fucking cool. It is really heavy. It is a DSR-1,
Whoa,
338 Lapua.
dude.
I've got both mags for them. They're currently disassembled. I am working on getting the leaking fixed, but with
So it's a gas blowback.
yes, this is a gas-powered sniper rifle.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
2.8 joules.
Dude.
I can't run this at most fields.
Dude, that thing's badass looking though.
I wonder if I can. Yeah, if you remember the DSR 50 from Black Ops 2,
Right.
this is basically the precision version of it.
Okay.
Adjust background. There we go.
Nice.
But
Yeah, for those watching, you can see this gun. It looks badass. For those that don't, um, go look it up.
look up
Go look it up.
the S&T DSR-1. It runs about $500 to $600. So I'm very blessed to be able to have this one.
Oh my God, that's amazing, dude.
And I think with both mags in, it weighs close to 20 pounds with the scope.
Woo, buddy.
And I
take that to Milsim West, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, you'd be hurting.
Well, I took it to the factory, and everybody's like, "You're fucking crazy," and I'm like, "The bags are leaking. I just wanted photo op with it."
Right.
But like I said, I'm just loving this thing. It is freaking. It's so nice to use.
The Scar H, yeah. That is nice.
And then, just because I know not all of it got to be seen, I really need to open this up and reshim it, or just go ahead and HBA it. But UMP 45. But
yeah, those are cool.
I was very blessed. He kept I think it was a KJW M4, a Hakatsu APS, Remington 870 shotgun, and the Resident Evil M9, the Umbrella Corps.
Yes.
No, Raccoon City Police.
The Raccoon City, yeah.
Yeah. But I'm like, it was like so much I didn't know what to do with it.
I'm sure. You're like, holy cow, man.
Because
what did you have before? You had a main. What did you have? 2 rifles and a couple pistols.
Yeah, so I've got 3 AEGs currently. I've got the Valken Mark III, which is the Mr. RT giveaway gun. I got a UTR 45. These things are sick. I would like to HPA this, but
that looks cool. Yep.
With the performance on the UMP, I think it would just even out my performance ratio.
Gotcha.
If I HPA the UMP. And then I won this in the Random Guy Kev giveaway.
Oh shit! Shout out! Hey, speaking of random guy RGK, go to anyone listening, watch. If you haven't done it yet, go to his what you call it? The voting thing is going on right now. Vote for VFA, Veterans for Airsoft, as one of the event hosts for their or good events. I don't know. I forget what it's called, but whatever the category is for good events put on this year for the battle at Six Flags.
Yes.
In New Orleans.
I really wanted to go to that. The tickets sold within like 4 hours, and next time there's a big event like that, I'm just going to buy the ticket, My bank account can take the hit. It's cool.
Oh, yeah, I know, right?
But this is the G&G Fold AR. So,
nice. Whoa. That's awesome, dude. Holy shit, that goes really compact.
Yeah. I've got a small like chest sling bag without the sight and the tracer unit on it. It fits in there with mags.
That's awesome.
So one of these days I gotta run this thing bare bones and have it in the pack and just show up to the field.
Yeah, right. Like, where's your gun, dude?
Yeah,
just whip it out.
But yeah,
That's cool.
And is that it? Oh, well, the RDB 17, I was trying to HBA that, but it might be a lost cause at this point.
Uh-oh.
Uh, and then
Have you ever thought about getting a Wolverine, like MTW or something like that?
I want to. They are just so expensive.
Hmm.
But yeah, no, I'm very blessed. I actually, when was the last time I bought a? Because I traded my Mark 18 for that UTR.
Okay.
What was the last one I actually bought? Oh, man, making me seem like a bad guy. I went all the give away crap.
You've had giveaway wins that
Yep.
you or guns you won in giveaways. You've had
Yes.
a friend give you all this kind of stuff, which is, I mean, that's cool though, man.
And my buddy gave me the SIG M17.
Nice.
I
Those are
had gone.
nice.
I was going through a bad breakup, and he came to the field one day, and he's like, "Hey, you want this?" I'm like, "What?" And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "All right."
Nice.
So he's like, "I know you've been feeling down lately, so
Well, speaking of how did you and your current girlfriend meet?
we met on Tinder. It was
Yeah.
really weird. So it was like a month. So I had gone. I was in a relationship for 5 years. Broke up with her in February. That next, I think it was like a month later. I was just scrolling around on Tinder, saw her, swiped right, and I was like, if something happens, it happens, you know.
Sure.
And uh, I think it was a day or so later. I was out mowing my grandma's lawn, and I look on my phone, I see that we matched, and I went, cool. And I went back to her profile, and it said she liked heavy metal, and I was like, oh, what heavy metal bands do you like? And it from there we hadn't stopped talking. We video chatted every night, just falling asleep on the phone together, and uh, I was up in Hannibal most of the time because a lot of my college was just online.
Yeah.
So I was just doing my schoolwork on my computer, and I think what was it, 2 or 3 months into us actually dating, because there was like a couple of weeks that was just sort of a fling type of deal.
Sure.
But after a couple of months of us dating, we talked about moving in together because I'm doing all my college online. I can get
Yeah.
a job up here, no biggie, and gets me out of the house, saves my
Yep.
dad a ton of money. So we talked about it,
Right.
and I have been moved in since August.
Okay. Nice.
So yeah, but yeah, no,
And you became an instant dad. How do you like
we,
that?
uh, it's an adjustment for
Sure.
sure.
Oh yeah.
I love him to death. His he is 6 years old.
Okay.
He has Down syndrome, so
Gotcha.
that's been a huge adjustment to me as well. Great kid. Would do just about anything for both of them.
Yeah.
And yeah, I was I was a little more hesitant at first on, like, quote unquote being a dad, but
Sure.
you know he's got his dad in his life. Like, I know him, great guy,
Okay.
uh,
Good.
but being
Being there and being around him and being
yeah,
an
being around all
influence,
the
like,
time, I've got to
yeah.
be a good influence. And
Yep.
I
That's probably one of the biggest adjustments, man. When we had our first, and I think most people go through this. It's a really common thing. Parents, both mom and dads, go, man, I don't have my own shit together. How am I going to be an example and teach this kid?
yeah,
So
yeah,
it's it's a very common feeling, and you grow into it. Yeah.
yeah. And one of the cool things, and if any of you out there are sort of in the same situation that I am, if they're in school, go to one of their parent teacher conferences.
Hmm.
It helps you understand where they're at in their life, and you know and what is considered good, because
Yeah.
I know it's different with a child with special needs,
Sure.
but it really helped me gain that aspect. I was like, at first I was like, it's kind of, I'm like, that's a big step, going to a parent teacher conference. But, his dad was there and I went with his mom and, I just sat down and listened to his teacher talk about him. And I'm like, oh, so this is where he's at, with it. And so I kind of know better if I need to get on to him about something or
Sure.
not, but, I leave a lot of that up to his mom. Uh,
I mean, she's known him a lot longer.
yeah.
Yeah, it does help. And then, yeah, and honestly, man, that even without like, even when the kids are at that age group, it is difficult to know the balance. That's probably one of the hardest adjustments as a parent is learning the balance of nurturing, love, discipline. Like, where do you correct them? How do you
Yeah.
correct them? I mean, because our job is to guide them,
Mm-hmm.
right? We want to guide them to be, I mean, you can't just let them just go do whatever because now you're not doing the job of a parent. And then when they get to be a teenager, they're going to go, they're not going to listen. They're
Yeah.
not going to do things like your job is to help them understand the rules of the world around them, first
Mm-hmm.
off, things that are dangerous,
Yeah.
obviously keep them safe and hopefully they make good decisions later on based on
Yeah.
that and give them life lessons,
Mm-hmm.
but, help them to learn how to treat people and themselves with
Mm-hmm.
respect.
Yeah. And yeah, it has really been an adjustment, but it wasn't quite as big as I thought it would be because I've been an older brother most of my life.
Same. Yep.
Since
Very similar.
I was 11, I was the oldest. So it's one of those things where you kind of help raise your siblings,
Sure.
even though mine's only a year and a half younger than me, and then the other, God, one of them is 7 years younger than me, and then another one's 11 years younger. So
Gotcha.
I've kind of had that. I got to that age where I could kind of you know help parent,
Yeah,
but
it is.
I use quotations with it because it's not really parenting, but helping them make the right choices so they don't get their ass whooped.
That's right. Yeah, exactly.
Uh,
Yeah, man,
but
that's good. So then, so you go to Stonebreaker. You've been a lot going on with life in general.
yeah,
You're studying in college. You met your girlfriend. You guys are doing well. And what are you studying in college again? You might have told me this last time we talked, but
yeah. So I got okay. So we last talked in 22, right?
yeah.
So I think I've actually switched degrees since then. I don't remember if we talked about this, but I'm going into business, and I'm going to be a business major. I'm still trying to figure out what my niche is, but I'm
Gotcha.
graduating with my associates here in December,
Okay.
and I'll be going on to my bachelor's in the spring. So with that, I've still got a little bit of time left to figure it out. But honestly, it's all I want to just get the basic tools that I need to help me go start up my own airsoft field and store. Uh,
Gotcha.
I really want this to be something big that people are gravitated towards. And I want it to be a spot in the US that people from all over can come meet,
Yeah.
And I not only want it to be uh, airsoft, but have a real steel store adjacent to it, and really branch out. I have ran one business before, and it was actually for a entrepreneurs class in high school.
Oh
And
yeah.
it was a legit business. It was just merchandising, clothing,
Oh yeah.
but they were pretty fashionable, I think. But I was the CEO of the company, and we made $8,000 in like 4 months,
Nice.
just off of merchandising, which was nuts. And there was profit sharing and all of that.
Oh, that's
And
cool.
I think what was it, 20% of what we made, or 30%, 20 or 30% of what we made actually went to a ocean charity to help clean the oceans. So
Gotcha.
you know, with a good cause in there. And I hope to do something similar with my field and store. I'm actually working on getting a small 3D printing business set up currently, so that way I can learn how to write out a business plan and do all that. But just do it through Shopify or Etsy or something, uh, where people can come and get. I want to start CAD designing some tactical grips and stuff like that. I know it's a saturated market, but I think it would be a good entry for me. So
Gotcha. Yeah, that's fun, man. The 3D printing thing is still becoming popular and is still popular. Like there's a lot of cool ideas. I mean, do anything. You can do
yeah,
anything. These guys figure out all kind of stuff to make with it. And yeah, it's pretty cool.
yeah. I've only got the one printer, so uh, the wait times might be a little
Yeah,
longer. But
right.
if somebody wants something now, even without the shopping set up, just hit up my DMs. I know how to price it out, and there's actually on my Instagram a little like 3D printing section that shows you how I do everything and shows you some of the stuff I've made. Like if any of you guys have seen Ruby's new mask, I did
Hmm.
the jaw work. I did it on the first one, and I've done it on this one. And he seems to be really happy with it. I know there was some heating issue because he left it out in the car, so it warped a little bit.
Yeah.
But honestly, I think it gives it a little more character, and we'll be working on a version 3 probably in 6 months or so.
Okay. Some helmet mounts and like GoPro mounts and shit like
Yeah,
that.
I,
Yeah,
I
that's
want to
cool.
I want to do a lot of GoPro mounts for sure because I know how much of a pain in the ass it can be. Where's my helmet here? Because I don't know if I showed it last time, but I 3D printed uh, this night vision
Nice.
mount for your GoPro,
Hmm.
and you can see my old mount is up here
Yep.
with the adhesive. But you know, a lot of people run helmets. I'm looking to get a new helmet because the ACH hurts my head after playing with it all day.
Oh yeah.
So I want to get a fast helmet where it's a little bit nicer. But
Yeah.
yeah, no, hit up my Instagram for any 3D prints.
Oh
There's a
yeah.
little section that I think it's if you order over $60, shipping's free. I'll take care of that.
Yeah.
Uh, but yeah, a lot of people were really happy with it. Uh,
I'm looking at your Instagram now and it's showing that I'm not following you. This is so weird, bro.
are
This has
you?
happened numerous times. I just followed you again.
Oh,
If
so
that
I
if
am
that
shadow banned, by the way.
I was
My
gonna say
Instagram.
if anyone, shout out to anyone, uh if or not shout out, but announcement, I guess. If you find that I'm not following you or something's happened, this has happened on my YouTube as well, by the way.
Mhm,
A lot of my subscriptions have I go back in there like I haven't seen your channel for a while, or I go back in there. I
mhm.
did not unfollow you, but I'm unsubscribed.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure if they like during updates if they say, "Hey, we're going to purge," kind of a thing that you haven't been active on.
Mhm.
Maybe that's something they do, which would be fine. I just if anyone notices I'm not following you and I was before, hit me up and I'll follow you back. I
Yeah.
don't mind.
Same goes for me.
Yeah, I don't
I
care if I'm following 500 people and I only have 2 followers. That doesn't bother me. I really don't care about that ratio, and some people do. I'm not looking for that. I'll just if you're a friend, whatever. I'll just follow whatever. I don't care.
yeah. Yeah. No, I've been shadow banned by Instagram for
Yeah,
almost. I would say just around 2 years now. They've capped me out at 900 followers. I think I
yeah.
get up to
You're
like
stuck right at
917
900.
and it drops me down.
So
So,
I just followed you again, and it did not go up to 901.
huh.
It's
Yeah,
freaking weird,
no,
bro.
it,
Um,
Instagram hates me. I
well,
really,
it's the airsoft thing in general, and this is happening more and more. So, Muddy Reviews, actually, I've had him on a couple times. He just posted something a couple days ago about it that his Instagram thing got taken down. Look, man, go. I'm trying to get, and I say this a lot, but if y'all don't want to go there, it's fine. I don't mind whatever kind of feelings you have about X or Twitter, but
oh, I'm on it.
it, yeah, definitely go on X. Okay, I've been on there since the censoring started.
Yeah.
and and that's when I started the Rumble channel. Like I don't put all my eggs in one basket. I'm not going to sit there and whine and moan about my stuff getting taken down. I did at first,
Hmm.
I did.
Yeah. I think
I
we
was
all did.
pissed too. Okay. But I just opened up to other venues that don't censor our stuff. Okay. And it's ridiculous that they censor our stuff the way they do because it's very inconsistent. So when we
Yeah.
see real life war videos going on where people are getting blown up, and then you post an airsoft video of gameplay and they say, oh, it's taken down because of guns or whatever kind of
Yeah.
tactical thing, it's very confusing on our end to go, what the fuck, bro? Like,
Mhm.
you can show violence, but then you're taking our thing down. This is like fake guns. So it's very confusing and frustrating. So I'm over on X. A handful of others are. So if you guys want to gravitate over there, actually, call sign Rooster, who I've had on a couple times, he just started a community page over there a couple days ago. So, and it's called US Airsoft or something like that. US for Airsoft or something like that. So just go over to X, follow us, and I will follow you back, and we'll get a community over there. Like our shit does not get taken down. So it's awesome. Okay. It's a
There you
great
go.
feeling and it's liberating.
I just followed you on X.
Awesome. Hell yeah, man. So you got some good stuff going on, bro. It's you got some. You talked about this Vietnam event coming up in
Yeah.
Vermont. I'm glad you're doing the traveling thing, like kind of getting out more, like
Honestly,
farther away.
it's my favorite aspect of it because I
Good.
get to go to states I've never been to before. I get to meet people from different walks of life, get to talk to them. I want to actually do some player interviews on the field. And to be honest, I'm kind of stealing that from Ruby, but it's a cool aspect of the sport that I do want to spread. I want to, the little guy out there who's got, I don't know, 100 followers on Instagram,
Yeah.
get him the context to start building and growing, because that's all I want to see from the sport is I just want to see it grow. I want us to be on ESPN and not paintball,
Yeah.
because I think it's a cooler sport. I think the honor system really brings in a lot of good people. I understand that it brings in some bad apples who post videos and people like that, but you know,
I'm
I,
not saying anything in life, but I will
yeah,
say this for the video part of it. Paintball is pretty damn cool to watch, though. Like on video, like if
yeah,
you're not like in person or whatever, if you're not playing, it's colorful,
it
it's
is.
fast, and then the slow mo videos they do with billions of freaking paintballs going through the air. I mean, it
Yeah,
looks awesome. And we can't really replicate that too much on video with Airsoft because you can't see the BB too well. If you're watching a live stream, it's very
yeah,
difficult to switch to somebody's like scope cam
hmm,
and see the BB going, in real time as fast as it goes. So it is difficult to capture that adrenaline
yeah.
or excitement, because of that. But there's got to be a way somehow to get some kind of live stream kind of thing, that's better.
Well, I know Shot Zone's been doing the live stream stuff for a little bit. They have GoPros mounted all across the field,
Yeah.
and they're all hooked up to the same system. And that's what allows them to live stream. But I would like to see, some people be able to live stream through their GoPro on the out on the field. I think it would be a really cool perspective, and I even want to see that in football and hockey. I'm a huge hockey guy and would love to see that first person view
Dude,
of a goal. That would be
that'd
awesome.
be freaking awesome. Yes.
So,
Well,
and I
speaking of the Airsoft one of the guys, I haven't released it yet. It comes out next week, but Swerve Smash, if you look up Swerve Smash on Twitch, he actually live streams his Airsoft gameplay on Twitch.
oh,
And it's pretty fucking cool, man. Like the setup he had to do it, to make it interesting and cool and everything. He's got some definitely got some investment in it with this yellow box thing or whatever he's using. It's kind of like a stream deck, but um untethered that kind of allows him to do certain things on there. And but he's got a whole getup that he uses for live streaming on Twitch, and he live streams indoor gameplay at Evic High Grounds
Oh, that's
in
cool.
Texas. So it's a great field. It's fun to watch, and he's only, I believe, he's the second person I've ever seen or ever known of that live streams airsoft gameplay.
Yeah.
So it's pretty interesting, and he's been doing it for a while. I just had him on last week, and I did not know that. And you know, all the stuff he was showing on how he does it. Now you could do it from your GoPro. Like if you
Yeah.
get, you know, have good Wi-Fi at the indoor field. The outdoor stuff, you would have to have some kind of mesh system. Actually, this would be perfect time to speak of the and shout out the sponsors of this episode, Skirmish and Jackal Tactical. Go to skirmish.net and Jackal Tactical, or I mean jacktech.com, to find out more on each of those companies. Thank you guys for sponsoring this episode. I have the links in every description of wherever you get your podcasts. But Skirmish system would be a cool way to set up like a Wi-Fi kind of thing throughout a
Yeah.
field if people would like to get into the outdoor live streaming of their airsoft gameplay. It'd be kind of something new.
Honestly, something that would be really cool for like Milsim events to be able to live stream it is the Starlink.
Yeah, Starlink,
You,
bro, for real. That
you
shit
bring
is
one of those
awesome.
out,
Yeah.
and you should be able to live stream pretty well, I would think.
Yep. Yeah,
Especially
Starlink's badass.
if you can do if you can somehow make it portable to you, and then especially with like Milsim West, since you already got that rucksack on, you know. And I've seen videos of people's rucksacks, and they're only like half or a quarter filled.
Yeah.
You know, you could put a Starlink in there, and
Well, it's got to be,
that'd be cool.
unfortunately, it has to be, well, I don't know, maybe that's possible, but I do know one of my sons has Starlink for his internet because he lives out in the woods. He's got 2 acres out. He loves being out there. It's a great place for him, and it's beautiful. But they didn't have very good internet, and he got Starlink, and he's got the RV type, you know, the roaming
Yeah.
or whatever you call it, the portable. And so what you have to do is you can set it anywhere you want.
Mhm.
And then you have to adjust it, or you hit a button and it does it. It does everything on its own. It finds the satellite, and then hooks up. So it does have to be stationary because as soon as you move it, it has to refind it and that kind of thing. So
Yeah.
as far as that one goes, but yeah, you can take them anywhere.
Yeah, maybe something in the future that
Yeah.
Elon Musk could do is, you know, backpack Starlink. That'd be pretty cool.
You need a drone. Okay, that's what you need. You need a drone. You know those new drones that like follow you around? Like once you set it to you, it'll follow you around. So set it to where it's like, I don't know, high enough to where it's out of the trees, low enough to where it's not interfering with the FCC shit, okay, with planes and whatever else. But that could stay connected to, you know, the perfect angle for the satellite, and then above you to where it kind of follows your little thing. I don't know. Maybe that's
that, you know, it's a good idea. It's just the battery life is what I'm concerned with.
right. Oh God, no shit, right? 15 minutes, go.
Oh, speaking of drones, at Stonebreaker, I kind of got a glimpse of how the Russians feel with the Ukrainians flying their little drones.
What happened?
Because and this was purely a recon drone, but it was scary shit seeing it because it's flying up, and we have this perfect ambush all set up.
Oh no!
For the NATO forces to come in, and I look up, and there's a freaking drone, and I get on comms, and I'm like, guys, whose drone is that? And they're like, what? And I'm like, look west, and then straight up, and they're like, oh shit. So everybody darts all the way out in the woods, and like it looked like a high school party. We just all scattered because Churub Milsim recently, if you 3D print one of those drone dropper things, they have the charges for them now. They have them for Milsim, and I'm like, oh my god, that is freaking terrifying. Looking up and seeing that drone, and there's nothing we can do.
Yeah, because it might drop a fucking grenade on you.
Yeah. And I'm looking at it, and I'm like, So this is how they feel.
Right.
And I'm laying in a bush looking at this. I'm like, oh, but honestly, this camo is awesome for it. Swedish
Yeah.
M90. I love it. Uh, I could literally just go stand out in the wood line. You wouldn't be able to freaking see me. Like, it is that crazy good. At least in the spring and summertime, with it getting fall, I'm switching back over to OCP. But
Yeah.
uh,
Yeah. Well, let me ask you about your background and your new logo and your patch on your hat and all that kind of stuff.
okay.
What's your new logo? What's your thing going on?
So, so I've been wanting a new logo forever, and because my original logo, I did that on my own. I did that in, God, I think that was Adobe Illustrator or something. But
Gotcha.
I was like, I want something that represents me a little better. And I hit up a buddy, Airsoft Preschool. Shout out to him. He's actually he does graphic design,
Nice.
and he got me the outline. So he got me the night helmet with the lance behind it and blended the NVGs into it. I did all the rest with it. I touched it up, made the lines a little firmer, and then did the blood splatter with the red etching across. And then
Mm-hmm.
because I think that represents the channel a little better than just the lance, because it brings in this aspect of you know being an honorable player. I know I play dirty, but yet I'll still go up and give the guy a handshake or whatever. If I felt like it was too dirty, or and I try to call my hits as much as possible. And I think a lot of airsoft should be represented by uh, the knight's helmet with the honor system there, and then the lance is of course call sign lance and
Mm-hmm.
spearhead being a leader, spearheading the operation, and then the NVG is of course it blends the two worlds real nice.
Tactical and yep.
And then this patch, I actually got this on my first Temu order,
That's awesome.
and I thought it would be a fun one to wear. So
Tactical Kool-Aid.
yeah, tactical Kool-Aid. So yeah, but yeah, no, the logo's been something in progress for about a year
Yeah.
or 9, 10 months now. Yeah, and I finally sat down. I was like, screw it, I just want to get it done. I want it to look nice, and the old English font to keep that whole knight sort of feel
Mm-hmm.
going. So
Medieval
yeah,
time era kind of thing going. Yep.
looking to do some patches. I've got a contact for stickers. We got some prototype stickers done. I don't actually know where I put them, and now I
Yeah.
feel bad. Is it, okay. I think they're in here. No, okay. I'll have to look for them, but uh, it's just this background, full scale.
Is
Uh,
it like a square sticker or
it's a rectangular sticker.
rectangle? Okay.
Uh, I want to do some circle ones too, because I know people like those. And then the patches are going to be rectangular, and I'm thinking about trying to invert the colors for the patch, or do a run of them, see which ones is sold more, because people clearly like that one more, and then run that for the
Yeah.
patches. So that'll be something in the future once I've got a little bit of money. I just got a job up here, so
Nice.
yeah, I've got a meeting on Sunday because it's a startup business. It's kind of a tourist trap general store, but it pays well. So
Yeah. Yeah. General stores are cool, man.
yeah,
Local businesses. It's awesome. Well, dude, it's been great talking with you, man. I'm so glad we got to catch up
yeah, me too.
and the talk we had before we started.
Hmm.
Catching up with just life and everything. I'm really proud of you for what you got going on and in your life, in your adult life, with all the changes and everything and being there for your family and yeah, man. So tell everybody where they can find all your stuff, and of course I'll have all the links in here.
All right, call sign underscore Lance on YouTube and on Instagram and on X. That's pretty much it. If you watch the episode, feel free to add me on Snapchat. Limited run. Yeah, and I'm seriously, man, I'm proud of you too. You're not allowed to fucking quit, so stick with it. And if you ever need anything, just let me know.
Awesome, man. Thank you so much. Shout out again to the sponsors of this episode. Go check out all the links in the descriptions. If you guys, if you find, if you are following me on Spotify or Apple Podcasts, I think iHeartRadio, those are the top three, I think, right now for the audio parts and stuff. If you haven't done so already, go on there and share it, like it, all that kind of stuff. I think I've got like 32 votes on Spotify and thousands, tens of thousands of downloads. So yeah, if you forgot to hit it, go hit it over there because it does help kind of get the thing out. And one thing too is if you have a an Echo, what is it, Amazon Echo Dot thing or something like that. From what I'm hearing, and I would like some feedback on this. Uh, Try it out and see if it works. Just say, "Hey Alexa, play Airsoft podcast." If mine's the first one that comes up, this is what I'm hearing so far. Then let me know. I'm curious.
Alexa, play Airsoft podcast. Nope, unfortunately, it did not pop up.
Oh no! What? I mean, that's fine. I couldn't hear what it said. What did? Was it the? It might be one I know, which I don't mind shouting them out. I like to shout out everybody. That's cool. Is it the Call Your Hits one?
I think it was
The two guys in Canada. I followed their podcast for a while. Storm Riders.
uh, that might have been it. I think it was. I think it was the Storm Riders podcast.
Yeah, Storm Riders.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was having a little trouble hearing her, but it didn't sound like Trifecta Airsoft.
Okay.
It started with an S, I think. So Storm Riders would probably.
It might have been. Yeah, I think that's who like produces it. So shout out to Storm Riders and their Call Your Hits podcast. I think that's what it's called.
Yeah,
I do follow them. Yeah. There's a handful of them out there. There's a lot of Airsoft podcasts out there. I mean, I don't know how many, but there's definitely a lot. And I say go check them all out. They're all different.
Yeah.
Like we're all different. I have my format, the long form, getting to know somebody, trying to get somebody's story out there that's more personable, that's more personal sometimes, people's struggles or whatever, something that people can relate with. And then we mix in Airsoft in there because I am curious about somebody's gameplay or their gear and I love the gun show stuff. So, but there's a lot of other ones. We were talking about one earlier, Defro Airsoft. Go check his out as well. He's got a great format where he does the rapid fire question things, and it's pretty cool, man. There's a lot of different ones that are fun.
All right, I got to ask you, which podcast should I go on next?
Ooh,
because I've done. This is my third on yours, and I've done one on Defro.
Yeah, man, that's a good question. You know what? So Storm Riders, Call Your Hits, they don't do guests, I don't think.
Yeah, I don't.
So you know what? I'm gonna have to do some research, to be honest. I really am. I'm gonna have to do.
I think Admin Airsoft just started up a podcast.
He does a podcast, but it's like a short, and it's just him, right? So, but I mean, he might be open to doing guests. So basically, what's got to be is you got to have guests on, or open to having guests on, and then one that's pretty consistent, releasing.
Yeah.
So, Guerrilla Airsoft Radio is one of them. They might do guests. I'm not sure, and they're still doing podcasts. The guy I just had on, Tulsa Tommy. I've got his thing. Hold on, let me pull it up real quick. The podcast he helps out with and is on, and they have guests on there, is the Coming In Hot podcast, or that Coming In Hot podcast. And these are a couple guys that Jesse's one of them, I think, that helped start it or did start it, that was on the Guerrilla Airsoft Radio group for years, and then they just made their own, and separate podcast it's a little different, and I think they have guests on as well. And they do regular releases, and they're really fun. They do like a drink of the day, and they're drinking while they're doing it. It's a fun setup over there.
Yeah.
So yeah, reach out to either them, or go to the episode Tulsa Tommy, and reach out through him. I've got
Nice.
his link tree thing on there for the Coming in Hot podcast. And yeah, that might be one to go on and check it out.
All right.
Oh yeah, man. And anyone I forgot that is still posting regular, I'm gonna have to do some research. Honestly, I haven't really looked in a while since all this cancer stuff started and all these surgeries. I've been kind of out of the game, just basically catching up with who I've had on, and keeping up with that. But yeah, I will have to look and see. That'd be something I could post that somewhere on my website or whatever. All the different airsoft podcasts.
Yeah.
It'd be cool.
Mhm.
Awesome, man. Well, thank you again, brother. It was great talking with you. I hope you have a good rest of the day, and
Thank you. You too.